everyone, welcome to another week's video. I hope you are all doing well. My name is Carol. I love swatching and sharing watercolors and other related art materials with you, sharing a bit of my art and my process. And today I have some very exciting purchases I made last month. I went a bit overboard. I was excited of building some palettes to work to make art on the go outside. Let's start sharing the things that I got. So I will start with this little pack from Rosemary & Co. Rosemary & Co is a company located in the UK. They make gorgeous brushes. I have some of their brushes. I'm fortunate also that my local art shop has some of their brushes in stock from time to time, which is great. But this time I didn't get brushes from them. I got something else I'm gonna share with you. First, I'm gonna show this beautiful catalog they sent me. You can request a free catalog for every order you put with them. I think you can also request the catalog even if you're not ordering anything, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it depends on your location. But yeah, this catalog is gorgeous. I already had the previous one, but I guess this is an update version, so it's always good to have an updated version of their catalog. And here I really like this page because you can see all the types of brushes that they have available in their stock, their names, and the type of marks they make. I find it very useful if you are feeling overwhelmed with the choice of brushes they have. They have many, and yeah, they have really nice stuff. I only buy the synthetic ones and they are great. So yeah, you have here a good view of all the brushes for all type of materials and techniques, and they're great. Here I have some more flyers about their products and my order, which is a new Art Toolkit palette, which I'm very happy about. I have already an Art Toolkit pocket palette, this one over here, which is lovely and very compact. Here I have all the swatches of the colors I have on it. I put a sticker on mine, and yeah, it's lovely to travel with, very light, very compact, and I really like this palette, so I decided to get a bigger one and see what I'll do with it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fill it in with watercolors or gouache. I'm still thinking about it, but very excited. So this is the Folio palette that I got from them. It comes already filled with some pens in different sizes. This is the first time I've seen it because I've been keeping it in the box since it arrived, waiting to record this video. Here it is. It's a really nice size also. It's bigger than the other one, but it's not too big or cumbersome to bring. It's thin, the same as the other one. And yeah, really excited with the possibilities. This one has 21 pens in different sizes, as you can see, and 2 mixing areas. It comes also with this pouch, same as the other one. My other one had a black cord around it. This is red. And I took the opportunity that since I was buying this palette to buy also some extra pens. I like this shape here. This I think this is equivalent to the half pen. They come in these glassine envelopes. So yeah, this is their size. It's the same as I have in my pocket palette. And I really like this shape. I think it's big enough to move your brush around. It holds a good quantity of paint. And for me here in Ireland, the price in rosemary.co was quite good for both the palette and the extra pens. I think it was the cheapest price for me here in Ireland that I found online, so I was happy to find it there. So I bought the extra pens because I have another order over here. I got an email from this store located in France, which is called Aquael et Pinceau. They have a lot of things for watercolor and gouache, and they were having a super sale with 20% off the whole stock on the website, which is a great price, and I could not resist, so I got myself a few things which I'm gonna share with you now. And something that I would like to share also about this store is that they use this type of wool to protect the order in the box, which is quite fun, I find it, and I think that this also can be recycled if you sew to use as stuffing, which we'll definitely be doing with this. So that's a nice detail as well. I got this ink of Etchr document ink. This is a waterproof ink that you can use in fountain pens. I have the black one and the gray, and they are really great. And I wanted a brown ink for a while already, because I find sometimes black is a bit too harsh to draw with, and this color was great. I'm gonna swatch later for you to see. This is called Urban Sienna, and yeah, this is a 45 ml bottle. Then I got one tube of gouache. Sennelier has re-released their gouache line with some new colors, and I was very tempted to get more, but I managed to curb my enthusiasm, and I chose this one to start with, and this is English Blue, and this is pigment PB36. This is a color I don't have in gouache from any other brand, so I was very curious to try. This is a granulating pigment in watercolor, so I'm curious to see how it is in gouache. And I got two new Rosa Gallery watercolors, because why not? There was this one that I forgot to order in my last order when I made a video here where I shared some of the new Rosa Gallery granulating watercolors. I'm gonna leave a card here if you haven't checked that yet. And I realized I had forgotten to buy this one, the Violet Quartz, which had intrigued me as well. This is a pigment PR177, PB29 and PV3. So this will be fun to swatch. And I also got this color that someone commented in a previous video. I'm not sure if it was the video where I swatched the Rosa Gallery granulating colors, but I remember someone mentioned they really liked this color Black Grape, so I took the chance and I got myself the same to see what I find. And this is 747, and the pigments are PBK7, PV19 and PV3. And then, of course, because it was 20% off, and they also have this demi palette empty, I bought it, because my plan is to replace the tiny little pens over here, these ones. I want to replace them with the larger ones. And this mixing area, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep all of these too. I have another mixing pan like this, so I may keep only 2 or only a big one. I'm not sure yet, but for sure I'm not gonna use this in the small ones in this palette. So I thought to myself, if I'm not gonna use them, why not take advantage of the sale and get the small empty demi palette and then load them here. This way I can have my folio, pocket and demi palette, and I am ready for any type of situation with my watercolor on the go. So this is really compact and very nice, very cute. This should be fun to bring on trips with very limited color palette. I love it. I really like to carry light kits when I'm traveling because I have a tendency to overpack anyway, so it will be good for me to try and limit myself to less and try to do more with less. So these are the things, and the last but not least is this other palette. You can see that I went a bit palette crazy last month, but this is the new Etchr Lab pocket palette. I bought this also from Aquael, and it was at a great price with the 20% off as well. I had seen this already in other channels like Ellen Cryer, and I was not too convinced, to be honest, but I watched again and I saw a video also from Steve from The Mind of Watercolor, and that really intrigued me because I have this palette here from Etchr that I bought years ago, also on a sale in my local art shop, and I haven't used it a lot, to be honest. I brought this with me on a trip once to use as a palette, just to mix colors at the top part. I never filled in here this part because I don't know, I found it was heavy to bring around, and I don't know, I never got around using it. But when I saw in the videos that this new palette could also be used with the older palette, that's when I got interested. So I thought at first that this palette here was a standalone one. So here you have, this is a magnetized palette, so you can see the magnets over here and here, and then you have the mixing areas. Here has the magnets. You have another one here with 6 wells, and you have this one over here. So in theory you just align with the notches over here. Sorry, I was noticing there was a hole here, so this was this magnet that got somehow out of here and was attached to the bottom of this other pen. So that's how it works. You can put whatever pens you want in here, and here you have the mixing areas, which is all fine. I had seen this before. I was not super interested because I thought it's plastic, you know, it's harder to mix it in and all of that. But when I was watching Steve's video, I got intrigued because I realized that this area is not for you necessarily to fill with paint, but you can put whatever half pens you want in here. And that's something else, because that gives you this freedom to choose your colors and change them as you want without having to deal with the mess of changing paints and all of that. So that alone got me intrigued. But then I also saw that they send these extra magnets that allow you to use these ceramic palettes inside. So they are the same size, so they fit perfectly here. So you can do a mix and match of plastic with ceramic. You can do ceramic and ceramic, you know. It's very versatile, and that's when I decided to purchase, because I thought this was a great way for me to start using my ceramic palette. Not necessarily both of them at the same time, but I can decide depending on where I'm going to. I can bring a bit more weight or less weight, and it's great to have the choice between more paints or less paints, or lighter mixing palettes, you know. So yeah, I thought it was very interesting as a concept, and I'm looking forward to using it around, seeing how it works for me. And another thing that really I don't know, brought back memories is when I saw this and the shape of this palette. It reminded me of my teenager days when I used to have braces and I have to remove them to eat. And I had a similar case to this. So it was the first thing that I thought when I saw this little box here, which was funny. And yeah, back to the old days of carrying around a plastic case with me. This time though is for painting purposes, but it's great. So yeah, I'm really excited to be filling this with some half pans, and maybe now I'll get to build palette with this ceramic one over here. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you would be interested in seeing me filling these palettes and how do I choose the colors. I have now many palettes to fill in. I already have the gouache one I bought a while ago. I had another video here, I'll leave the card, when I bought my 30, I guess was 30 or 35 well palette that I want to fill with gouache. So I have that palette, I have the Folio, I have the demi, and I also have this one and this one. So I have a lot of fun planned to choose what I'm gonna do with these palettes, and I hope you will be here with me for the process. So now I think I'm gonna just take the time to swatch this ink and these paints over here. I'm gonna use this SMLT art sketchbook. Start with the Etchr waterproof ink. Should be a beautiful brown. It's really nice. Let's do some lines also. I really wanted to get a brown ink that really looked brown and not black in mass tone, because some colors of ink like sepia, they are so dark that when you get them in mass tone it almost look like a black. So I really wanted a bit of a softer look with this one, and I think it's the exact color that I was looking for. Made these circles here that later I'm gonna put some watercolor on top and see how it works. So I hope you are having a good view here of the color. It's getting dark sooner these days, so I have some lighting here on my desk to help. Now I think I'm gonna try the gouache. I'm gonna put some gouache straight on the paper here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for this part. Here we go. I think I have some leftover ink in my brush. It's a really nice tone. definitely different from the other blue colors I have in my gouache collection, so it may be a contender for that palette that I purchased before. I really want to try and work more with gouache. I always tend to grab the watercolors first, I think because I have so many of them ready to go in pens, so it's just easy for me to start painting straight away. But I intend to have that palette, so it will make it more convenient for me to work more with gouache, you know. Yeah, really nice color, and I can definitely see some texture. You see how this dries? I see here in the diluted part, and even in the mastone. It's nice for a change to have some texture even in the gouache. I don't think it's a very common pigment in gouache, PB36. I haven't seen it before. There may be other gouache brands that have it. And the Sennelier line has some beautiful colors. I hope that my local shop will start selling them also. They used to sell the previous gouache line. They liquidated all of them. I bought a few at the time, and yeah, I bought this one to test, and I like it, so hopefully they will bring it back. And now let's try the two Rosa Gallery watercolors. I mentioned in my previous video that Rosa Gallery has this really neat thing where you can just remove the top part of your pen. It has this protection here so it doesn't get stuck to the paint. Just have to remove these extra bits over here. So yeah, you remove the top part, and then you are left with the sides where you have the light fastness information, the staining or opacity, and you have the pigments, and here you have the number and the name of the color. It's very handy. I love when brands think of their packaging to help the artists, because it can take a long time for you to name your pens and write down pigment information, so this saves a lot of hassle. They actually come perforated already, so let's see how these colors are. First, Violet Topaz. Is that the name? Violet Quartz. I don't know where I got topaz from, but here we go. Violet Quartz. I'm gonna do it here. So in mastone it looks like a dioxazine purple. But I'm going to dilute it to see all the granulation and the possible color shift or color separation rather. So far I haven't seen a lot of granulation, to be honest. I'm gonna try and add some water here, some water drops, and see if it has any effect. Oops, sorry, I was a bit out of frame over here, so I'm gonna add some water drops. I was hoping this color would have some pinkish undertones. As you can see here in the wrapping, that's how it looked. And I think I saw some swatching videos also where it had some pink undertones, unless I'm mistaken, but we'll see when it dries. Sometimes colors change as they dry. It can be also a case that the paper is not showing the best of the granulation. This is the back side of the page, which is a bit more smooth than the front, so that can have an impact as well. Now let's see the black grape. I already have a color that I think is called black green or green black from Rosa, and I really love it. So I'm intrigued by this one. Is it granulating? No, it's not marked as granulating, but I want to dilute it a little bit and see how. Oh, that's a really nice tone. I can definitely see the purplish tones. This must be a useful color to have for shadows and maybe to mute down other colors, a bit like a neutral tint. Whoever you were that mentioned this color to me, thank you. I really like it. I'm not too much into neutral tint tones that are a bit warmer, more on the brownish side, but this one is really nice. This purplish tone is gorgeous. I'm gonna throw some water drops also here. It's funny that it doesn't, it's not specified as granulating, but this tone, at least now that it's wet, it is showing some texture. Don't know if you can see it on camera. It has some nice textures, and the violet quartz is showing now some granulation of the PB29. I can see the blue coming through it a bit better. I'm gonna take the chance also and use these watercolors here and see if it's already waterproof, so you can see how fast the diatramantis ink dries. I'm purposely painting out of the lines here to see, and they look pretty dry. I don't see, oops, I went a bit too dark in this one, but yeah, I don't see any smudging whatsoever, which is good. So it doesn't take too long to dry, at least not the way I used it with a brush. It should be pretty similar using it with a pen. I'm really impressed with this black grape. It's a lovely color. Should be interesting also to use for monochrome paintings or studies. Is a lovely type of black, and it's funny because it's not a granulating color, at least not in the packaging, but it looks that it has more texture than the violet quartz. But I'll wait for this to dry a bit more, and then I'll come back with some close-up before my daylight is gone. So I'm back, my swatches are dry, I also named them here, and now I'm gonna show you a close-up. I hope even with the limited daylight you can see well. This is the Tremendous Document ink. This is waterproof ink, as you can see here, and the color is Urban Sienna. Then I have the Sennelier gouache in English Blue, and as you can see here, it does have some granulating texture even in mastone, which can be interesting. I didn't know that gouache could have this type of granulating texture, and yeah, it's an interesting one for sure, and it painted very well, smoothly. I didn't see any binder separation of any sort. Then we have the two Rosa Gallery new colors I got, the Violet Quartz and the Black Grape. The Violet Quartz, I was a bit underwhelmed, to be honest. I can see here the granulating particles of the ultramarine blue coming through. There is a slight pinkish tone appearing here, but I was expecting to have a bit more of this pink showing. I don't see a lot of it. Maybe I need to do some testing with other types of paper, but here I see more of a blue granulation, but not a lot. And I really like the Black Grape. It's funny because it's not listed as a granulating color, but I found it has a lovely texture nevertheless, and I thought it was a very useful color to use it as a type of neutral tint and to do monochrome studies and things of that sort, shadows. So yeah, I was really happy to get this one and add it to my Rosa Gallery collection. So I hope you enjoyed this little art haul where I went a bit crazy with palettes. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me putting all of these palettes together. I'm very excited to do that, and I hope to see you here back soon. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I see you in another one. Bye!